In this video, we're going to take a look at doing assignments within WAMAP. So however you get to your assignment, whether it's down in one of these blocks, or if you get there from the calendar, once you open an assignment, I'll do that from the calendar here, clicking on homework 1, and then the link there. That'll take me into the assignment. You'll notice a few things at the start. It'll tell you how many points are possible. It'll also tell you the due date and cutoff time. And the settings for the assignment can be different depending on the way your instructor set it up. So your instructor has the option to set number of attempts on each question, whether the question reloads with different numbers after attempting the question a certain number of times, whether there's a penalty for multiple attempts or not. Those sorts of things are set by your instructor. So you may want to ask them what their assignment setting policy happens to be. There are a few different kinds of answers that WAMAP might expect. So you could have answers that are numbers, answers that are variable expressions or equations. So the things you're entering can get relatively complex. So if you click on an answer box, you might get a couple things, again, depending on the way your instructor has set it up. If there is this sort of information, sort of lavender thing under it, it will try to give you a hint of what kind of thing you're entering into the answer box, whether that's a number or an algebraic expression or an interval or a coordinate pair or something like that. You can click on more and it'll give you more details on what things might be an acceptable answer. It's not really a hint at what the specific answer to your question is, but just kind of a form thing. And though this wouldn't be correct for this problem, just to show off what you can enter for algebraic expressions, you can enter letters, just standard keyboard kinds of things. You could also, wouldn't apply to this problem, but you could put in an exponent by pressing Shift-6. And as you're typing things out, so again, this is not the correct answer to this problem, but you can type out things, and as you're typing them out, they should preview off to the side, unless it's specifically coded in the question not to. It should show you what WAMAP's interpreting that to be. Syntax okay means it likes the way you wrote something, and you could put things in fractions if that was the case for your problem. So if I wanted a denominator in my fraction of x plus 1, and I type it this way, I notice that whole x plus 1's not there. The plus 1 is outside of that because the division's just on the x order of operations issue. Look at the preview and you can kind of get an idea for what's going on there and make any changes, and it should update the preview. So make sure it looks the way you want it and that WAMAP likes the way you wrote it before you hit submit. So this is not a correct answer. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit so you can see what happens when you enter a wrong answer. It'll tell you score on last attempt or score in gradebook. And your instructor might have it so that it just keeps your highest score or keeps your last attempt. So that's why they give you two different kind of feedback numbers there. If your instructor has included it, there might be a message instructor about this question link at the bottom of the question. That's likely the best way to contact your instructor if it's a question about a specific problem in a homework or something. And there's also possibly a link to post in a homework forum if your instructor is using those. Homework forum or any other kind of forum that they've set up for questions to be posted to. So those might be options as well listed below each question. All right, and also depending on the settings your instructor has put in, you might be able to bounce around question by question. I'll show you what it looks like. I've done this one beforehand. I'm not doing it that quickly in my head, but some of these might ask you for just a number. So the answer to this one is just going to be either an integer or decimal number. So decimals are fine for this problem. They're not for all of them. They might be coded in a way where it's expecting a fraction. So again, just be careful of the kind of things that the problem might want you to have. I'll go ahead and hit submit here, and you can see when your answer is correct, you get this green check mark and a green outline around the question. If you are entering something algebraic and you forget how to type out the expression using your keyboard, there is also this little yellow up arrow that you can click on, and it'll bring up a sort of visual editor, so you could insert fractions if you wanted to. Again, this doesn't apply to this problem, but just to show off what WAMAP can do, I could insert fractions here. I could put an exponent on something. I want to move my cursor into the exponent to actually put the number in, move out of the cursor, move out of the exponent to enter something else. And then once it's looking the way that you'd like it to, there are other submenus if you need certain other mathy things. And then once it looks the way you want it to, then you can click save and it will write it out the way WAMAP would normally have you write it, just with text, and it'll preview in the way that WAMAP wants it. So those are assignments within WAMAP and how to enter your answers, or how to use the visual editor to enter your answers as well.